Anthony James Speak. Custody record from Barton Street.
Okay, bye. Right,
Headley.
Healy.
Incident room? Yeah.
Cameroon.
Thanks for getting back, Mr. George. Nice. DS Craig here.
Witness statements.
Speaks here.
You'll be pleased to hear we've just taken delivery of our prime suspect.
Where was he?
Picked up by Barton Street, sir. There was a fight in a pub and he took a swing at one of their PCs on his way out. He was waiting to go to court this morning.
Till Echo later realised we were looking for him.
Sir, not only that, he had a knife on him. It was in his pocket, sir.
Jack.
Sir, this is DC Woods.
Blimey.
Governor.
Long time, Alan.
I didn't know you two knew each other.
Before I was made up to superintendent.
Mr. Corby was my DCI at Whitton Street, sir.
Well, it'd be like old times.
Yeah, it's the same old faces. Oh, DS McKittrick.
Sir.
Can you find a phone? Tell him I'll be over in, 45 minutes.
Sure.
Stafford Road pulled someone for that security guard.
The shooting?
Yeah, not before time. So, in words of one syllable, how far have we got with this?
So you were standing by the man, Michael. How far away from him were you?
From me to you.
And it was only when he fell over you realised he'd been stabbed?
Yeah. Well, someone shouted about the knife. There's a knife. Then the bloke fell over.
If you were stood next to him, how come you never heard any kind of argument?
Well, music was too loud. I was looking the other way. The bloke just fell over.
What about the murder weapon?
There was nothing at the scene, Gov.
And the bloke died.
4 o'clock yesterday morning.
So the actual stabbing was...
10 o'clock Sunday night.
And when Speak was picked up last night, he was in possession of a knife.
Yes, sir.
Who was the victim?
James Wilson, 28, married, 1 kid.
Goes out for a drink, gets knifed in the chest.
Dear night out. We got a club full of witnesses.
Gov, we're still conducting interviews, but nobody said anything conclusive apart from mentioning Speak.
It's early days, Alan. Good.
So it's all yours, sir.
I'd like you to stick with it a bit longer.
Sir?
Now, I'm going to be up to here interviewing the suspects on this shooting. I could do with a safe pair of hands on this one till that's sorted.
Sir?
Thanks. You better show me face.
Oi! Where is he? Oi! Well, your brief's on his way.
Are you sure you don't remember seeing Tony Speak when the bloke was stabbed, Michael? He wasn't standing anywhere near the bar.
No, like I told you.
Are you sure he wasn't by the bar?
No way.
And you would know him if you saw him, wouldn't you?
Do me a favour. Everyone knows him, don't they?
We've got a 4-day-old murder. It's already going cold. Now, we want to find this person quickly.
Right. The bloke we've got in custody at the moment, Anthony Speak. Assault, aggravated burglary, malicious wounding. Eyes down for a full house. He was arrested last night for causing a small disturbance in a pub. Barton Street have given him to us. Now, because of his previous, at the moment, he's a possible suspect.
Speak is a regular member at the club. According to the staff, he was at the bar standing near Wilson when the argument broke out. Nobody actually saw him stab Wilson, but 3 people definitely saw him there.
And he wasn't in the club when night duty arrived.
When he was picked up last night, he was carrying a knife.
Well, draw your own conclusions.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, sir, but this is Tony Speak.
Yeah, point taken. Yeah, but although the night duty took the names and addresses of everybody in that club and nobody left after they arrived, several people left immediately after the stabbing, not just Tony Speak. So we have to chase them all up. Just because he left doesn't mean to say that he did it.
Tony Speak's a hard man. He's a nutter. We all know that. We want to charge him with it. We've got to get plenty of evidence, Ted. I want good, hard graft. Okay?
Oh, sorry, PC Quinn and Sun Hill Police.
About Sunday night?
Yeah.
I didn't see nothing, all right.
Her friend said she saw it, but she said she was being sick in the loos.
The manager reckons Tony Speak was definitely standing at the bar when Wilson was stabbed, Sarge.
Right, what about Michael White?
He was at the bar as well. He gave his name and address to night duty and then left. Now, I spoke to him this morning. He reckons he didn't see anything.
PNC says he's got previous theft and wounding.
So why'd you leave the club, Tony?
When?
When the police car arrived.
No comment.
When you were searched last night at Barton Street, you were carrying a knife. Why were you carrying a knife, Tony?
Well, what do you think?
For protection?
You've been out there lately. And don't tell me I'm the only one. I've got a reputation. People like to have a go.
Did you have a knife with you at the club on Sunday night? No. Why not? If you need it for protection.
Did you see anyone approach Mr. Wilson?
No. First I saw someone shouting he's been stabbed. He's lying on the floor. Look, if this is all you brought me in here for, you're wasting your time.
The man died of his injuries yesterday morning, Tony.
Sorry to hear it.
He had a wife and small child.
Yeah? So have I.
Look, Mr. Speak's only here under suspicion.
We've got to talk to you about a serious matter, he said. You get me in here and suddenly I'm in the frame for murder. You're joking, aren't you? I've got nothing more to say.
Alloway Court, Jim.
I'm there now, Dave.
Hello, Michael. Can I come in?
Well, according to the lab, there are some small traces up underneath the handle of Speak's knife. Blood type O.
Well, it's same as the majority of people in the countries.
So there was blood on the knife?
Yeah, could have got there in the last few days.
Could be Speak's.
If it was as far up as under the handle, I mean, how much blood are we talking here?
Hard for them to tell, but as you say, if it was all the way up the blade.
Yeah, but it could still be Speak's. But I'll talk to Brownlow. You get on to Speak's brief. Tell me you want a blood sample.
Sure.
How did the blood get there?
Knife slipped. I nearly cut my hand off.
You want to get that seen to?
Whether he's willing or not isn't the issue. I'm extremely concerned at the way he's being dealt with.
Look, there's a plenty of reasons.
Look, the answer is no.
No chance of a blood test, Gov. The brief says we're placing him under undue pressure.
Right, forget the brief. We'll search the flats. I'll get a couple of bodies to help you out. Anything you can get a sample of.
Right, sir.
Sir, from St. Hugh's, dead man's blood group.
Thanks, Ted. Blood group O.
Same as on Speak's knife.
Well, until we know what Speak's blood group is, this is no use at all.
We'll try to make it as brief as possible, Mrs. Speak. Try the bedroom. Oh, terrific.
White's still saying Speak was nowhere near the bar when the bloke was stabbed, sir.
So I'll Speak out of the picture.
There's circumstantial evidence.
Is there? He's out for a drink. We've got a crowded nightclub. There's a lot of people standing next to Wilson when he was stabbed. Nobody saw the knife go in. The only witness we've got who's certain about what he saw, Michael White, says that Speak didn't do it.
The thing is, sir, when you talk to him, White's not all that certain.
Go on.
Well, he's not convincing. I mean, what if he's lying? What if White saw Speak do the stabbing, then Speak threatened him?
So what you're saying is just because Michael White's not saying what we want him to say, he's being got at?
No.
Well, you want to be careful with that.
Speak's a nutter, sir. The man carries a knife.
Look, I don't like him any more than you do, but being a nutter in a nightclub isn't exactly a crime.
Are you saying that we should drop him from the inquiry?
No, what I'm saying is that just because we all want him convicted doesn't mean to say that he did it.
How are you doing?
Speak's still here, sir, but the DCI's saying you might not be involved.
Oh, you must be joking. Right.
We're beginning to get a clear picture of who was standing next to the man when he was stabbed, sir. And this is a new name, Michael White. He's got a previous for wounding.
So let's get him in there.
Well, Carver's already talked to him.
Yeah, I want him brought in and interviewed here, not at his flat.
Well, what about Speak?
Speak sweats for a bit. We'll interview Carver's witness. See if he can tell us he saw Speak put the knife in.
Well, White reckons that Speak couldn't have done it.
Of course he does. Speak's a nutter. Would you give evidence against him?
So you're assuming it's Speak?
We've got the weapon. He won't give a blood sample. What more do you want?
Well, to be honest, sir...
The thing about honesty is it gets you nowhere, Jack. Does it? Come in.
Sorry, sir. Speak shut, Gov. We found it in his flat. Do you recognise the shirt, Tony? It was taken from your flat about an hour ago.
It's mine.
This is a white gent's shirt, frayed at the collar, traces of blood down the left-hand side.
Can you tell me how it came to have blood on it?
Must have cut myself.
There's quite a lot of blood there.
You're telling us you cut yourself, what? Shaving or what?
Yeah, it must have been shaving yesterday.
Right, you've identified the shirt as yours and you've told us you've cut yourself shaving. The knife which you normally carry with you, we've identified traces of blood under the handle. How'd that get there?
Cut myself.
You cut yourself again.
Messing with a blade.
Can you show me?
Yeah. Doing it all the time.
I haven't done anything.
Come on, in you get. Mind your end.
It was dark, and they were pushing and shoving.
Who?
The people stood at the bar when the bloke was stabbed.
Well, think about just before that. Where were you? Just before the man was stabbed.
Stood at the bar.
And were you facing towards the man or away from him?
I was looking the other way.
So, there was some pushing and shoving. What, behind you?
Yeah.
Then what?
I turned round, and the man had fallen over. He was on the floor with the blood on him.
The officer that saw you this morning said you told him you were standing next to the man who was stabbed. You telling me the truth, Michael? You didn't have this knife with you, did you?
It's for work.
That's not what we're asking.
Why would I have it with me?
Perhaps that's what you should tell me.
I didn't have it.
If you're lying, you know you're going to get into a lot of trouble, don't you?
Yeah.
And what you're telling us now is the truth, is it? You didn't have this knife with you? You didn't argue with someone and then stab them with it?
I didn't stab anyone with it.
Gov.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Gov.
What did you do after you saw the man fall over?
I waited with everyone. Then your lot came and asked if we'd seen anything. Then I went home.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more question. Then we're going to stop the tape so you can have a little think. Now, there's another man we're seeing about this. A man called Anthony Speak.
Tony Speak?
Oh, you know him, don't you? Oh, you'd recognise him to look at.
Yeah.
Was he there? Was Tony Speak at the bar when the man was stabbed?
I didn't see him.
Was he there? Was Tony Speak at the bar when the man was stabbed?
He might have been there. I just didn't see him.
You'll be held for further interviews concerning the murder of James Wilson.
Do you understand, Mr. White?
Yeah.
Can I have a word, Gov? I don't think White's a reliable witness.
He was there, that's good enough, isn't it?
Gov, I don't think he's got the intelligence for this. To be honest with you...
don't you start.
Look, I think he'd tell us anything.
Like that he saw Speak knife this bloke, for instance, which might well be what happened.
Well, so we're just using White as a witness. We don't actually believe he's done it.
I don't know what to believe, Alan. That's why we're interviewing every available witness.
Well, that's not the point, is it, Gov? I mean, he's extremely suggestible. He's under pressure because he knows he's under suspicion. And under those circumstances, he's liable to tell us anything he thinks is going to get him off the hook.
You're not telling me how to run this.
Oh, I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah, well, you save the bleeding heart stuff for your governor, all right?
Look, I'm just saying...
I know what you're saying. Don't tell me how to run this. You do your job, I'll do mine. That way we'll all get a result, all right?
I thought he was a friend of yours.
He was.
So you're saying you don't think White's up to it?
I'm saying that he's either the star witness or the prime suspect, depending which way you look at it. But I'm worried that we're getting the two confused, and we're using that uncertainty to get information from him.
Well, I get him to make a statement saying he saw Speak stab somebody.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you know Speak probably did it.
We can't prove it.
No, I know he can't, but he still probably did it. He's a villain. There's a lot of stuff he's got away with.
I've heard it all before.
That's because it's the truth.
It doesn't justify putting him inside on manufactured evidence, if that's what you're trying to say.
That's a serious allegation, Alan. So what do you do for an encore?
Look, this isn't directed at you, sir.
I should hope not.
Superintendent Corby's got hold of a witness of below-average intelligence who's got a spent conviction for wounding. Now, suddenly, that witness finds himself in the frame for murder. White's telling us what he thinks we want to hear because he's scared we're going to charge him.
And Corby's just letting him get on with it?
No. Corby's encouraging him. He's deliberately pressurising White to put Speak in the frame, sir.
So I'll leave you with me.
Are you going to do something about it, sir?
No, I didn't say that. There's no point in making waves, Alan. You don't get thanked for it.
White's not telling the truth here, sir.
So he's not telling the truth. Good for him! If I'd have done the same, I wouldn't be standing here now. Look, there's no point in sticking your neck out. There's hundreds of coppers like Corby, and he's not the worst. It's Corby's investigation. If you don't like what's happening, turn the other way.
You want to sit this one out, Steve?
Sir. Is this all we've got on him?
Michael White, theft and wounding.
1977. He was still a juvenile.
Jack, you got a minute?
Thanks.
I don't think you've been telling us the truth, have you? I don't think we've got the whole truth here, have we? Have we?
No. I've been meaning to tell you this before. I've had time to think in the cell. I wasn't telling the truth before.
About what?
About what I saw. I want to tell you the truth now.
Are you saying you saw something now?
Go on.
It was... I want to tell you I saw who did it. It wasn't me. It was somebody else who did the stabbing.
Why tell us this now, Mr. White? Why not tell us earlier today?
I was scared of what he'd do to me if I told you. It was Tony Speak. I saw him knife the bloke.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Interview suspended by D.C. Woods at 14:70. He's lying, sir. Either because he's involved or because he's scared, but he's making it up.
That's what you think, is it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Do you want to know what I think? I think he might be telling us what he saw.
So, is Michael White a suspect or a witness?
A suspect. But according to Woods, much of the questioning that he's been subjected to has been directed towards getting him to say something.
As a witness?
Yes, sir.
But if he's a suspect and he did it, he's hardly liable to tell us, is he?
Making him a lousy witness, and that's the point. I know it's not my place, sir, but, well, we haven't interviewed everybody on Carver's list yet. What we've got so far is that Speak and a few of his friends were definitely there, and Speak left shortly before the cavalry arrived. We've got a man with a weak personality who's been held on suspicion of murder, and we're asking him if he saw Speak do it.
It's a fit-up.
Well, it could be that Detective Superintendent Corby's overstretched from the security guard killing.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. Oh, Jack, there was one other thing. Corby's complained to me about the way you handled the early part of the investigation. I just wanted you to know that I consider his remarks personally motivated and without any basis in fact.
Sir, I bet you he's got witnesses.
You seen the boss?
Through there.
As you've been charged with murder, you will remain in custody in this station until you are taken to court. You will not be allowed bail.
White tells us what he saw, then we'll know it wasn't him, won't we?
Guilty until proved innocent, yeah?
You know, for a copper, Alan, you'd make a good Boy Scout.
I want to know what's going on.
Just between these four walls, you should know what's going on. If we played it by the book, we'd never get a conviction.
Oh, so you're manipulating the witness, yeah?
It's all part of the game.
Where does that leave me?
You started the ball rolling.
Making me a part of the game as well.
Well, does it? I've used a witness from the list drawn up by DC Carver to build a case against a violent maniac who should have been put away years ago. If you've got a problem...
You've used me to get a statement from a vulnerable witness.
What do you think you're paid for, to get the job to trial?
And if Speake's found guilty on dodgy evidence, that's okay, is it?
That's up to the jury.
He'll appeal.
Don't they all?
Then there'll be an inquiry!
And you'll do my legs, is that it? Well, come on. Speake walks free and I take his place. Is that it? Do you think we'd all be better off that way? Well, thanks for the warning, Helen. Only get plenty of evidence, because I won't go down any easier than he will.
Just thought I'd come and see who stuck whose head down the toilet.
He's fit and speak up just so as he can get a job to court.
It's all up to the jury.
That's what he said.
Makes you proud to be British.
Right, let's go.
My round. I got busted down for less than this. And I didn't even do anything.
You got a problem, Jay?
No, I haven't got a problem. But you will have. When MS-15 found out about this. If you want to play God, you go somewhere else. I don't care who you are, what you are, or how good your motives are. If you involve me or any of my men in an investigation that's going bent...
Sorry?
Somebody coaxed White through that statement, didn't they, Steve? I've listened to the tape. You involved Alan Woods in taking that statement. You want to play judge and jury? Lock a few people up, eh? Is that it? City's full of them. Stabbings, murders. It's all out there waiting for someone like you to come along. But don't you ever try to get in my nick, and don't you think you're using that tape as evidence?
Just leave it and go.
Good, because we've got some work to do. You know, Alan.
Sir?
Friends like that.
It's all right, Gov. I never liked him anyway.
Right, keep still, keep still. Sierra Oscar, 171, receiving.
Go ahead.
It's Reg here. Ambulance required on the waste ground at the back of Warby's Yard, just off Nellfield Road. There's an IC3 male injured. Looks like head injuries. Did you see what happened, mate?
No, but there was a down and out up there. Only now he's disappeared.
Mickey, what's happened? Hey, do you know him?
Of course I know him. It's my brother. I was round at his place waiting for him to get back this morning. And when he didn't show, I went looking for him.
How do you know where to look?
Well, because he always takes the same route.
Well, when he's out jogging, you mean?
He wasn't jogging. He was doing his road work.
Road work?
No, he's a boxer.
I see. Pro?
Not yet.
Do you normally get anxious when Mickey's late back from his road work?
Look, it's just that we were supposed to be at the gym, and it's not like my brother to be late.
Would that be Charlie Fisher's gym?
That's right.
Well, I thought it might be.
Oh? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, nothing. It's just a well-known local gym, that's all.
Yeah, well, he won't be there for much longer. Even Charlie says Mickey's on the way up.
So, Mickey's got his admirers. What about his enemies?
Everyone likes my brother.
Well, not quite everyone, it seems.
Jim, they've sent him for X-ray. He took a bad crack on the head, and they also suspect broken fingers and a fractured wrist.
Hey! Hey, calm down.
Calm down. They went for his hands. They were out to maim him, the slags.
Which slags?
Whichever slags did it.
When can we see him?
Sister thinks it'll be a while yet.
OK, let's go down the gym and have a word.
Look, it wouldn't have been any of the boys there.
Then who was it, Henry?
Well, whoever it was, you better find them before I do, for their sakes.
Right,
I'll go and have a word.
Now, hold your horses. Now, before you go rushing in, you sure you fancy this on your own?
Why is it haunted?
It'll be full of virile young men.
Sounds like paradise. Good luck with the winos.
Come on, move them legs, move them legs. Get away from the rope. Faster. Put some weight behind that leg. Now keep it up, keep up. Right.
Excuse me.
Upstairs.
Sorry?
The ladies keep fit class, it's upstairs.
Charlie Fisher, DC Morgan, Sun Hill. It's about one of your boxers. Can we talk?
Donna, can you get the cadran to pass that on to Jim Carver?
Right, sir.
Frank, here's the papers on the Rogers case.
Oh, right, go.
I think Joe Morgan should be kept up to date. Where is she?
She's out with Jim Carver, following up a GBH on a young boxer called Mickey Pearce. We've had him for juvenile offences in the past, and according to Donna, he's quite friendly with some of the local villains.
Maybe it's a falling out amongst thieves.
Yeah, but about what, I wonder?
Sorry to bring bad news.
Mick is one of the best young fighters I've worked with.
I've been told he hangs around with some dodgy characters, though. Is that true?
This isn't Henley-on-Thames. Somebody offer you a drink, you don't refuse because he's got a criminal record. It's no big deal, not round here.
Has he had a fight with anyone lately? Outside the ring, though?
The only time he uses his fists is inside the ring. Now, some young fighters get into brawls and gambling and drinking. And some, like Mick, has got an eye for the ladies. But he's not violent, not outside the ropes.
What about the other lads out there? Any of them fallen out with him?
No,
Couldn't be jealousy or anything because of his talent.
you don't understand boxers, lady. Even if one of them had something to settle, they wouldn't ruin his hands. No fighter would do that to another.
Good morning. I'm Detective Constable Carver, Sun CID. There's a young black lad got beaten up here about 8:45 this morning. I wonder if you would have seen anything.
I see everything.
What, you mean you saw this particular incident?
From start to finish.
Well, that's terrific. Look, can you tell me exactly what you saw?
Two of them lying in wait for him.
Where?
Down there among the wrecks.
Two men. Can you describe them?
Wicked men.
Right. But physically?
One of them was a big ugly brute with a baseball bat. Other was a flashy type.
And they jumped him as he went past? And afterwards, what happened? Did they run off?
No, they got in a Batmobile.
Batmobile?
They roared off faster than the speed of light.
So, if you hear of anything that could help us, could you get in touch with Sun Hill CID? Thanks, Mr. Fisher. Hi, who are you?
Shane?
Oh, yeah? Since when has Shane been spelt with an M?
Back off. I didn't nick it. I was given it.
By Mickey Pearce?
But what if it was?
It's Mickey Pearce I'm here to talk about. DC Morgan, Sun Hill.
I know who you are.
I've been asking the lads in there about Mickey Pearce. Not very talkative, are they?
Is it true he's finished?
He's in a bad way. You like Mickey, then?
Of course.
Any idea who beat him up?
I don't know nothing.
That's about as much as I know.
I shouldn't even be talking to you.
Why not?
Because I shouldn't, that's all.
I thought you were a friend of Mickey's.
I am. I'll do anything for him.
Yeah, except help us get the people who beat him up.
Look, all I know is there was a geezer here asking about him.
Who?
His name is Morris Cowans.
Is he local?
Yeah, and I don't want him knowing it was me who told you.
Well, he'd pick Maurice Cowan's out of a crowd, sir. It's a big black fin sticking out of his back that gives him away.
What's he into?
Well, you name it. Housing scams, mucky videos. It's a good few years since he's seen the inside of his cell, but if we can get him on this one, it might open the door to his other activities.
Well, I'm more concerned that the violence doesn't escalate. Let's get a quick result on this one, can we, Jack?
Well, that's what we're going for, sir, as always.
I thought you were someone else.
Maurice Cowan's?
That's me.
I'm DC Carver, this is DC Morgan, Scannell CID. Would you mind if we ask you a few questions, sir?
Sure. Come in. It's the law. Come to arrest me for impersonating a teddy bear.
It's a bit early in the day for fancy dress parties, isn't it, Mr. Cowans?
It's a fundraising do for a children's home down the road. Just trying out the costume. Would you mind unzipping me, love?
Charity work, very commendable.
It's nothing. Anyway, I like kids. They make me laugh. So what can I do for you?
I understand you know Mickey Pearce.
Mickey? Yeah. Is he in trouble?
He's in hospital.
What?
With a suspected fractured skull and badly injured hands. He was beaten up this morning.
Who by?
That's what we hope to find out. I understand you've been looking for him.
Oh. I see what you're driving at.
I was merely asking why you were so keen to get a hold of him.
You lot never merely ask anything. I'll tell you what it was about. I was going to put some work his way.
What, boxing?
No. Plastering, that's his trade. He's always skint. I wanted to do him a favour.
Boxing? Mickey Pearce? Couldn't fight his way out of a nunnery.
And your name is?
Brian Thorne.
And you've been up against him, have you, Mr. Thorne?
No, just saying, I've seen him in the ring, and I think he's overrated.
Well, leaving Mickey's title chances aside, I don't think...
Oh, that'll be the bloke from the children's home. Come for the toys, Brian. Do you mind? Poor old Mickey. Well, he won't be up to plastering my walls then.
Why were you so keen to do him a favour?
He and his brother grew up in the children's home. Being a cynical policeman, you won't believe this, but I try to help kids like Mickey.
I might be less cynical if I didn't know about your criminal record.
Oh, I said you wouldn't believe me. Sarah, come here and unzip me.
Where were you at around 8:45 this morning, Mr. Cowans?
In bed with my girlfriend. She'll tell you I was up to mischief. Another sort you mean, eh? Well, don't stand there looking gormless. Tell him.
He hasn't left the apartment this morning.
Where do you think you're going?
To get some flowers for Mickey.
Flowers? Well, he's not dead. He's only in hospital. And try not to prang my car.
She seems upset.
Well, she's a moody slut. You know what women are like.
I bet there's never a dull moment in that relationship.
Wonder how she got the shiner.
I am wondering.
That's some motor.
It's more than a motor. It's a Batmobile. Henry? Henry?
Wonder what he's doing hanging around here.
But whatever his motive is, I don't think I approve of it.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar receiving.
Sierra 1 receiving.
PI in Tamar Street, near the Manchester Union Bank.
Traffic unavailable, are they? ETA 2 minutes.
Brian Thorne, previous convictions, GBH, ABH, the usual. If Cowans was behind the assault, Thorne would have been there or thereabouts.
Anything on the girlfriend?
Sarah Cox. She's provided Cowans with an alibi before. She's also ended up in the casualty ward, but wouldn't bring charges against him.
Charlie Fisher said Mickey Pearce was a ladies' man. If he was plastering for Cowans and got something going with Sarah...
And Cowans found out?
Yeah.
It's only men who are allowed to go over the side, isn't it?
Yeah. IC1 male with head and other injuries. Madam, stand back, please.
The ambulance
Please,
should
back.
be there in a few minutes, Steve.
Do we know who he is? According to this, his name's Brian Thorne.
plenty of witnesses. A red Ford Capri driven by a black geezer mounted the pavement and launched Brian Thorne into orbit.
So did anyone get a number?
Yeah. Turns out the registered owner is Henry Pearce.
That's a boxer's brother, isn't it?
None other. Alan and Tosh are picking him up now.
So it was revenge. Well, Brownlow's going to love this.
According to the bloke who owns the house, Henry Pearce doesn't live here anymore.
It was the address we got from the PNC check and the one he gave Jim Carver.
Well, apparently he did a moonlight ages ago.
Where do you think you're going?
You know damn well where I'm
Telling you, you go anywhere near him, you're dead meat.
Oi! Morris Cowans!
Nothing to do with you, Mr. Smollett. It's what you call a domestic.
Not in the middle of the road, it isn't. Are you all right, love?
Of course she's all right. Never touched her.
That's not how it looked to me.
What is this? Persecute Morris Cowans week? First I'm supposed to have duffed up Mickey Pearce. Now, you better drive off before he does us for illegal parking.
Don't worry, I'm going.
And just remember what I said.
You going in there?
Entertaining the kiddies, Mr. Smollett. One of these days you'll realise you got me figured out all wrong.
Sierra Oscar from 330 receiving.
So, how you feeling? Well, at least your skull isn't fractured like the first thought.
I'm not worried about my head. I wasn't planning on being a scientist. I'm a boxer. I need these bastards.
You gonna tell me who did it? Look, you don't need to feel any loyalty towards Cowans just because he's done you favours in the past.
Loyalty to Cowans? After this? You've got to be joking.
It was Cowans and Thorne, wasn't it? I don't understand why you can't just say so.
I don't need the police to fight my battles.
Then who should? Your brother?
What do you mean?
Where am I likely to find him?
Why?
We need to talk to him. We've tried the address in Elcott Street and he's not there.
He had to move. What's happened?
He's had a go at Thorne. Cowans won't be best pleased.
Henry can look after himself.
Well, so can you, but you still ended up in here. Could even end up in the Guinness Book of Records. Two brothers ending up in the same ward on the same day.
All right. He's living at my place. 33 Cheetham Road.
Good morning, madam. DC Lyons, DC Woods, Sunnell Police. Does Henry Pearce live here?
Oh, not you as well. I told the other two men he's out and I don't know when he'll be back. I'm his landlady, not his mother.
What other two men?
Well, the two who were thumping on the door a short while ago.
When did you last see Mr. Pearce?
I haven't seen him since he went out this morning.
These two men, did they say who they were?
I asked them if I should pass on a message, but they said no, they wanted it to be a surprise.
Brian Thorne's got a broken jaw, doesn't feel like talking at the moment. He's got various other injuries, but none of them critical. He'll live.
Thanks, Joe.
Hello, Sarah. Don't tell me those flowers are for Brian Thorne.
Brian?
You don't know?
Know what?
You're here to see Mickey, aren't you?
I don't think that's any business of yours.
Can we talk?
You've obviously guessed. I've been seeing Mickey on the quiet. Is that an arrestable offence?
Gives offence to some people, like Maurice Cowans. I take it he found out.
I didn't walk into a door.
No. Beneath that teddy bear exterior, there's a very violent man.
Look, I don't want this conversation. I've been through the social worker stuff before and it bores me.
It's Cowans and Thorne I want to talk about.
I ought to tell you, I won't be appearing as star witness for the prosecution.
Because you're scared of what Cowans might do?
I know what he can do. I've seen him in action.
But if he's in prison?
Big if.
He's only walked free in the past because you've given him an alibi. He'll go over the edge eventually. Men like him always do.
I told you, I don't want to talk in psychology.
Violent men don't get less violent. Like alcoholics, they get progressively worse.
He's not the type you take home to Mummy, I know.
Is that his attraction?
What's it to you?
I'm just curious to know what the hell you see in him.
Don't tell me. You've always been sensible about men. Yeah, I bet you found your Mr. Right.
I bet he's kind and thoughtful and as boring as a wet Tuesday.
I'm speaking more from my experience as a police officer. I get to see the dead bodies.
You smug bitch. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Cowans will end up killing somebody eventually. Probably you.
Get lost.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, receiving.
Sierra 1 receiving.
Disturbance, Cheetham Road.
Received, ETA 1 minute.
Sounds like those blokes have found Henry Pearce for us, Helen. Yeah. Let's get back there, eh?
Get up! Get out! Get out! Come on, break it up! Break it up! Oh.
Henry Pearce. DC Line, Sunhill Police. We'd like a few words with you.
These Morris Cowans heavies.
They've got nothing to do with Cowans.
What's this fight about then?
Yeah, well, we'll take them to the Nick and sort them out there, eh? Come on, you. Now.
So what do you mean they were private detectives?
Hadn't you heard? The council are using private dicks to track down poll tax evaders. Henry was top of their hit list.
And here we were, worried he was on Cowan's hit list.
Well, he might be.
Well, Cowan's not going to get him here, is he? And Henry's not going anywhere. But Henry's got some talking to do.
There were witnesses, and your car was found 10 minutes ago. There was a massive dent in the front wing.
I'm not saying it wasn't my car. I'm saying it wasn't me driving it.
Then who was?
We are speaking English here, aren't we? I have told you 3 times now my car was stolen. Now, the person who stole it must have been driving it.
Yeah. And the person who stole it just happened to drive into Brian Thorne, one of the men who beat up your brother. That car thief was doing you a favour, Henry.
Yes, he was. Because that scumbag Thorne had earned it. I just wish Morris Cowans had got a little bit of the same.
Yeah, and when I spoke to you at the hospital, you were promising vengeance.
Of course I was wound up. After what they did to my brother.
And then later today, we saw you hanging around Cowan's place.
Look, I admit I went there to do him, all right? But after you two see me, it was no go. I mean, you'd have put 2 and 2 together.
You'd obviously put 2 and 2 together yourself.
Look, I knew Mickey was fooling around with Sarah. I mean, that's why I got worried when he didn't show up this morning.
Where were you at 5 to 10 when Thorne was run down?
At the gym.
You've got witnesses?
Only a couple of dozen. How many do I need?
10:36, interview suspended. DC Morgan and DC Carver leave the interview room.
Of course, you could have arranged for the lads down the gym to give him an alibi.
There's no point going any further with him till we've checked it out.
What are we doing? Well, there's private detectives in the custody area.
Well, what about them?
Well, they're having a long moan about the trouble that Henry's caused them.
You never know. Henry might bring charges against them for assault.
No, listen, they thought they'd got a result when they spotted the car this morning, but they drew alongside and it wasn't him driving.
Oh, did they recognise who it was?
No, but it was black, moustache, aged about 50. Ring any bells?
Yeah, it does.
Steve, you cover the back way. Dave, come with us.
Hello, Charlie. I'm sure you know why we're here.
I would have come forward anyway, if Henry had been charged.
Charlie Fisher, you are under arrest for attempted murder. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
What is there to say? A moment of rage, that's what it was.
We can talk at Sunhill. Let's go, Charlie.
Can I help you, madam?
I doubt it. I can probably help you. What made you change your mind?
Does it matter?
Suppose not.
The things you said, you weren't telling me anything I didn't know. When you hear someone else say it, maybe I just feel bad about Mickey. Morris hadn't twigged about me and him until I blurted it out. I said it to rile him.
Did you know what Karen's had planned for Mickey?
Not until this morning. He'd been out all night at some club. He got in just before 9.
With Brian Thorne?
And they were laughing about what they'd done. That's what disgusted me. Mickey may be tough in the ring, but really he's just a kid. Sweet kid.
Who got involved with the wrong man's girlfriend.
What happened to Mickey had nothing to do with me.
No one's saying you're involved with the assault.
I mean, it wasn't about me. It was all about Morris. The thought of other men laughing at him behind his back.
He had to beat Mickey up to save face.
Right. He's got these fantasies. He's Mr. Big, the man who helps the local orphans, the man who hands out the punishment. But he's not Mr. Big. Truth is, he's just a lowlife, and that's all he'll ever be.
I don't believe this. Hold it.
Well, I'm afraid, children, Uncle Ted has got to go to the honey factory.
Say goodbye to Teddy.
Well, let's sit tight and see what happens.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's a new one on me too, sir. Yes, well, at least they're old hands at it. All set? What time are you expecting them?
Who knows? They never give details in advance. I'm not even 100% sure we've got the right location. This bloke who replaced me undercover, he's solid, is he?
Dave Cullen's okay. But coming in at the last minute like that...
Hiccup in planning, Andrew.
No, sir. No, I saw the bloke that got to referee the fight in the pub last night. Well, the face was familiar, and then I remembered I'd done him on a cruelty charge last year.
Did he recognise you?
No, I cried off sick before he had a chance to clock me.
We put Quinlan in as a last-minute punter.
Plenty of job money to play with, no doubt.
I think they accepted him without suspicion, sir.
Looks like it's a goer.
Sierra Oscar 1 from 181 receiving, over.
Go ahead, Norika.
3 men and equipment arriving in a red transit van, number Alpha Bravo Papa.
How much longer are we going to be waiting around like this, then?
They'll be round for us as soon as they set up the pit. Your mate Ted, he seems to know the ropes. Seen a few fights up north, he said.
Yeah, well, he's sick as a parrot at missing this.
Blue Sierra Estate, number Alpha 916 Oscar Victor Sierra.
When I go in, I'm keeping well behind the dog handlers. I don't fancy losing my tackle to that.
Both dogs on site. Transit as before. Spectators in. Dave's with them.
Sierra Oscar 1 from Sierra Oscar receiving.
Sierra Oscar 1, go ahead, Polly.
The Blue Sierra Estate, sir. It's registered to a Stephen John Howe of 51 Dorney Street, and he does have previous for theft and assault.
Thank you, Polly. Received. Right, lads. Shouldn't be long now.
Which one do you fancy, then?
Well, I quite like that one, but I reckon the darker one looks more aggressive. Why would you reckon?
Yeah. That one's called Crippen if you want to put some money on.
Who's running the book, then?
Fat geezer in a black woolly hat. Monkey minimum.
Right, I'll go and get lucky, then.
Here we go now.
Yeah, monkey on Crippen, please.
Monkey, mate. Best of luck.
We're going to be on You've Been Framed, then?
Tapes of these fights go all over the world. People pay a lot of money for them.
Fame at last, eh?
What's Dave doing in there, sir?
Just give him time to get started. Quinnan will signal when there's enough evidence to move in.
Sir.
Face your dogs! Release!
Go on, Crippen!
It's underway.
Go! Go!
There was a bloke with a camcorder filming everything, sir.
Oh, we not found one, Dave?
Well, he was over here. It's all on tape, sir.
Good.
All right, son?
Yeah, nice one, Dave.
I won't forget this.
Neither will I, mate.
I didn't know he was a cop, honest.
Suspect in Blue Sierra Estate, heading north down Railway Drive. He's let the dog go.
Hello, it's Mr. Steinway here.
Who's asking?
DC Carver, Sunhill CID.
So, police again.
Have you caught them? No, unfortunately. This is just a follow-up call, let you know how things are going.
This is a small business, you know. Not one of the big chains. I can't afford to lose a day's takings. So tell me, what have you found out?
We suspect someone local, someone who knows your routine.
This much I could have told you.
Have you ever thought about varying your routine?
Of course I haven't, much stupid. But at the end of the day, the money's still got to go to the bank.
I thought you banked in the mornings, Mr. Steinway.
Yes, just a figure of speech.
Well, perhaps you should think about putting your money into the night safe.
Perhaps. It won't happen again anyway. David here, my nephew, he's going to come with me. Well, they won't try and mug him, will they?
How was I supposed to know? I thought he was legit.
They must have seen you coming. What a pillock.
I didn't know, honest.
It's your trouble, you know nothing. Will you two stop bickering?
Right, cell number 2. Next.
Is this preferential treatment?
Do you want to get done last?
Philip?
Sir.
I hear we've got a pit bull on the loose.
Yes, sir. There's been 2 reported sightings. Seems to be heading west.
Towards a residential area?
I've alerted the council dog warden, sir, and as soon as the RSPCA inspectors delivered the other dog to the kennels, he'll join in the search. As a precaution, I've asked Wood Green for a list of all registered pit bull owners, but it's highly unlikely to be a registered animal.
How did we manage to lose it in the first place?
We were not aware of any rear exit.
Well, weren't you informed of that by the officers who inspected the rear of the building?
It wasn't their fault. It was covered on the outside, easily missed.
This is the first time I've heard you defend any of your men. Is that softness, or are you just settling in?
I went along to observe and saw a well-planned operation carried out with exemplary professionalism. I'm never loath to give credit where it's due.
If they still allow the dog to escape?
Yes, sir.
So, we better pull out all the stops. Find this dog before the press start taking photographs of savage children and claiming it's our fault.
Yes, sir.
All units from Sierra Oscar, attention requested to a light brown pit bull answering to the name of Crippen. Possibly injured, approach with caution.
Involved in illegal dog fight, could be dangerous. Last seen on Railway Industrial Estate at 1700.
Bet you're sorry you didn't go on the dog raid.
It would have been good.
Better Better than nicking tramps exposing themselves in the churchyard.
Sierra Oscar 3 from Sierra Oscar, receiving.
Go ahead, Polly.
Another robbery reported at Steinway's Bookmakers. 29, that's 29 Hoxton Road. Suspect no longer on premises. Can you attend?
On my way.
Oh, and Sarge, you haven't spotted that stray pit bull yet, have you?
No, I haven't. Hope we never do, neither. What are we expected to do if we see it?
Talk to it nicely, give it a cuddle.
I'll whistle up a dog handler, thanks. But if it's hurt, it's going to be pretty aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's naked fear that gets it going, so try and relax a bit, George.
You took your time.
5 minutes?
Your mate from the CID was here just half an hour before this happened.
Well, what exactly did happen, Mr. Steinway?
Well, it wasn't the muggers this time. One of my regular punters. A good customer. Always loses. How I thought you'd be any use, I don't know. You can't even handle an old-age pensioner with an umbrella.
Mr. Steinway, if this was the work of a regular punter...
It was closing time. David was clearing up the rubbish so the counter was open. Charlie was the only punter left. I got the money from the till and went to take it through to the safe. Charlie came through and grabbed it out of my hand. £92.60. David got hold of him, but Charlie had an umbrella and he hit him over the nose with it. Then he ran out. I was speechless.
Charlie who?
I don't ask for names here.
Description?
Oh, quiet, ordinary. He always wears a scruffy grey mac and a cap, winter and summer.
Charlie Malloy?
Now that you mention it, I think that is his name.
Right. We'll try and find Charlie, Mr. Steinway. The CID might want to see you again tomorrow.
The same lad who was here earlier, no doubt. Full of helpful advice, and look where it got me.
It's not exactly professional quality, is it?
Dirty movies?
No such luck, Gov. It's a tape of that dogfight that was raided this afternoon. Just wanted to take a look, see if there was any familiar faces.
How can people treat animals like that?
Well, Jim, if you were to call those people animals, they'd feel insulted.
Hold it. Freeze it. Freeze it!
I know that face. Howell. Stephen Howell.
So now he's using his pit bull in dog fights, is he?
Well, it's better than frightening old ladies with it.
So he's the debt collector that's been threatening the late payees with the dog.
Yeah. There's also a rumour he's a receiver on the side.
How? That's the name we got when we did a check on a car. Address in Dorney Street. Inspector Munro's organising a visit.
It's stupid to use his own car.
That's the way I like them, Ted. Tell you what, Tony, when you finish with him, I'd like to talk.
I'm sure he'd like to have a talk to you, Gov. We'll also let you know if we find any stolen property at his house.
You do him for the dogs, I'll have him for dinner.
Hello, Charlie.
Gonna buy you boys a drink?
Looks like you've had enough.
Should have found me earlier, shouldn't you, Sergeant? I'm sitting here wondering what to do.
Why don't you go home?
The wife would never forgive me if you lot turned up there.
Got yourself in a bit of a mess, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought about giving the money back, but I hit that lad. Oh, is he all right?
Magic. Come on, let's go down the station.
Be a relief, to be honest.
I thought he'd lost his dog.
How do you know he hasn't got more than one, Reg? He's probably a breeder.
Right. You two round the back. You can come with us through the front door.
Yeah, so what if his dog's in the back home?
Use your radio to call for the handler. Third house alone.
Keep the other hand on that part of your anatomy, you old dearest.
We'll give him a couple of minutes.
What a dump.
Mind the state of the garden, Reg. You see the dog?
Well, no, it looks clear, Tom.
Don't be stupid. We've got men out the back. Is there a dog here? Check out the kitchen. You start upstairs.
We've got a dog.
I hate to think what you use these for, then.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar.
Yeah, go ahead, Polly.
There's been a report of an injured dog at the Hopewell tennis court. Sounds as though it might be the pit bull. The RSPCA's on its way, but you're nearer.
Yeah, on our way. But I hope they've forgotten about the ruddy dog.
It's not the sort of dog that lets you forget it, George.
So why'd you do it then, Charlie?
Well, I lost all my money, didn't I? What was I going to tell the wife?
So how are you going to explain being done for assault and theft?
Well, she doesn't have to know. I mean, it's a first offence.
Bit late to be starting on a life of crime, innit?
I was desperate. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, being all the papers. I can see it now. Terror of young boy in vicious assault by pensioner.
I hardly touched him. Supposing I was to give the money back, return it to Mr. Steinway and apologise, would he drop the charges?
I don't know, Charlie. It's a serious offence. I'm not sure we could forget it just like that, even if Mr. Steinway was willing.
Well, if I was to help you, give you some information.
We don't do deals, Charlie. Cup of tea?
What are you looking for? Anything to do with illegal dog fights? This is ridiculous.
Vet's textbook, sir.
Yeah, well, I always wanted to be a vet, didn't I? No law against it, is there? It helps reinforce the dog fighting charges.
Found in a shed, sir. Appears to have blood on it.
Right. Pack up anything interesting, including that board, and bring it all back to the station. Come on.
You're good with dogs, Steve.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind getting out while I distract it. Okay, no, slowly, slowly. Take it easy. Shh. It's okay. Slowly. Easy does it. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's gonna hurt you. It's okay. There's a good boy. Good boy.
Yeah. You look very relaxed in there, Steve. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Not relaxed enough for the dog, though, was it?
Are you sure you can't get the charges dropped if I tell you stuff?
Your assistance can only be taken into consideration, Charlie. You hit the poor lad with an umbrella.
Well, I didn't mean to. He stopped me trying to get away, and I forgot I had the umbrella in my hand. It was a reflex.
That still makes it theft and assault. What can you tell us, anyway?
Well, a few months back, I lost all my money in the betting shop. So I went round to the Cock and Crown to see if they'd let me have some Dutch courage on the slate before I went home to the wife.
Get on with it, Charlie.
All right. Well, there was this fella in the pub, and he offered to give me a loan, and not just enough for a snifter either. But I thought to myself, I'm bound to pick a winner sooner or later and pay him back. But the interest, it kept going up, and then he started getting heavy. Him and his dog said I had to cough up or else.
Or else what?
Go round to the wife.
Beat her up, you mean?
Oh, telling her would be enough. I had to give him my pension book. He keeps it in a lockup down in Ashholm Street.
I know what you mean.
I had to go round there once. He let me off some incest because I gave him a couple of car radios I'd come by cheaply. Now, I bought them off a fella in a pub.
So what's his name, this money lender?
Oh, Steve. No, I don't think he said well.
What's he look like?
He's young, tall, ugly, short hair. Oh, and he's got lots of tattoos and one of them fighting dogs.
You borrowed money off someone like that?
I was desperate.
I'll go and check with CID. Sounds like someone they'd be interested in. Sure you don't want us to contact the missus?
No. I'm trying to keep a low profile just now.
Sergeant Boyden leaving the room at 1924.
Matthew. I just had a call. Sol Steinway and his nephew are in the front office. They want to have a word.
Right.
I thought Jim Carver was investigating the betting shop robberies.
Yeah, but that was a different incident. We were caught with simple theft, but something else has come up that might interest CID anyway. I'll let them know when I've had a word with Sol.
What have you been living off since he took your pension book?
Wife's holiday money. She'll kill me if she finds out. I put it all on that horse earlier today. I had a tip. Couldn't lose. I'll be able to pay her back and the debt, and she'd never have known. If it had won.
Here you are. Great. Come on.
Don't feel too bad about it, Steve. Every dog lover has his day.
Good evening, Sergeant. It's good of you to see us.
How you feeling?
Oh, nothing hurt but his pride. That's what I wanted to see you about.
Right. Better come through.
He's embarrassed about it. Doesn't want to go to court. You've caught Charlie, so I was wondering if you could just give me the money back and forget it.
You sure about this, Mr. Steinway? I mean, this is quite a serious incident involving a lot of police time.
He's an old man with an umbrella. How's it going to look if it comes out? Every young thug for miles around will be queuing up to rob me. No. I've decided, well, we've decided. I'll take that detective's advice about changing my banking routine. Perhaps it'll prove more effective. So can I have my money?
Well, when we arrested Mr. Malloy, he only had 85 quid on him.
What happened to the rest?
We found him in a pub.
It'll have to do.
Right, I'll need statements from both of you saying you don't want to proceed. I'll get it sorted.
Shall we talk about the dog fight, Mr. Howell? Has your dog taken part in many?
I haven't got a dog.
Not now, no. We've got your dog. Or rather, the vet has.
What do you reckon's going to happen to it, sir?
An unregistered pit bull trained to fight. I reckon it's for the high jump.
You win some, you lose some.
You're going to go down for this.
For a dog fight, I'll get a fine.
For causing, procuring or assisting in the fighting of animals, you could get 6 months.
Not to mention a fine for causing unnecessary suffering to your dog.
I ain't got a dog.
We've got all we need on the video, Mr. Howell. Inspector Monroe terminating this interview at 1933. Put him back in the cells, June. I'll let CID know he's ready for them.
CID?
I understand there's a few questions they'd like to ask you, Mr. Howell, whilst you're here.
You could check it's all there, Mr. Malloy.
Accept the money.
Don't push your luck, Shirley.
Sign here, please.
Mr. Monroe's just said he's finished with Howell.
Help yourself.
How'd you manage to arrest him so quick?
What you been saying, old man?
What have you told me? All right, easy. Looks like we just arrived in time for the interesting bit, Jim.
Over here, Guff.
That's a nice little collection. I think you and me have got a few things to talk about, Mr. Howell, haven't we?
You don't have to take me all the way home.
Can't have you out on your own this time of night, Charlie.
You never know what you get up to, even without any money.
Especially without any money.
That is your house, isn't it, Mr. Malloy?
Yeah. Can you just hang on for a minute?
What's he up to now? I thought he wanted to keep us quiet.
Do you know what time it is? I only sent you out to collect the pension. I suppose you've been gambling again and lost the lot. And what are the police doing here?
I was mugged.